Hello, hello. GMed,
Hello.
everybody, and welcome to
GMAT.
another LP Army Deep Dive. Today, I'm Otto, your host, and today I have the honor of hosting Tokleo and Hedge, and can't wait to get into these. Tokleo is a real-time analytics service for investigating pools, and Hedge is an automated hedging system. And we are fortunate to have them on. And I can't wait to introduce them to everybody. So, welcome. Why don't we start with you, Friday?
Okay. Hello. My name is Friday. I'm Solhedge founder, and this is my wife. Keisha is Solhedge co-founder.
Hi guys.
We are doing LP automation with one click. We are doing auto range, and will auto hedge when it needed. So deep dive the market. Will scrap the data for the macro, and we are continually watching it live. And when the market downturn and when the price action is going down, we are hedged. Okay, thank you.
Great. Thank you. And Calendro, the OG of the community tools.
Yeah.
Yay.
So hi, I'm Kalenjo. I'm the founder of Tokleo. Tokleo is now with us since November last year, I believe. I started crypto in 2018, I believe. So that's a long journey. And yeah, I'm a big fan of Meteora, and that's what I created the Tokleo to empower the LP army and help you screen the pools that you need and hopefully avoid as many whacks as you can.
You've been around a while. Are you starting to get? Do you continue to get a lot of users from the LP Army?
I do definitely. Most of the users are LP army. A lot of DMs, a lot of messages on Discord. Apologies if I don't respond. So yeah, it's great. The feedback is great.
Thanks so much for both of you for stepping in and doing this. I love elevating the visibility of LP Army and Meteora community tools, and can't wait to get into a little more detail. I was thinking we would start with Tokleo. It's just to get us going before we dive into Hedge. Does that make sense to you two?
Yeah, sure.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to share your screen?
Mm-hmm. Okay, I believe the sharing has started.
Yes, I see it.
All
there.
right, great. So about Tokleo, basically you can screen all the pools on Meteora here. And what's nice about Tokleo that you can filter it all depending on basically your appetite for risk. So with all the filters we have here, I've zoomed in a bit for the mobile users, but won't lie, Tokleo works the best when you have a separate big screen and you just keep staring at it. So for example, in Tokleo, you can set up the filters and save them as presets. So if I feel a bit more safe and going more like text style, for example, I have the save DLMM presets here that only takes coins that have 10 million market cap, at least 48 hours of age. Here's the minimum liquidity of the Meteora pools, the total quote liquidity, which is also nice to help you get only tokens that have like a meaningful total liquidity in all the pools. You can also filter by minimum fees, and all those filters actually can be hidden or shown depending on those filters that you select here. So if you want to make it really compact and work just for you, you can hide everything that you don't need at all. I have some more presets like the Degen Hill. So that's for the Hill strat, where the filters are pretty small here, just 0.4 market cap, 50K of quote liquidity, and I sorted by, for example, volatility or by just some smaller time frame fee to TVL ratios. And you can see some great printers here. I believe add lows is the flavor of last 2 days. I've seen a lot of posts about it.
Oh, there you go. getting some alpha right off the bat here.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's still printing. You can go to, for example, GMGN, or you can also select it on deck screener, and there is some downturn here, but I mean quite a big downturn, let's say. But for sure there are some fees to be made. And we can also go to the card builder section on the very top right. So here you can configure the card that you have. So if you want just a small compact view, you just want to know what coins are hot, you can deselect everything to have it much smaller. Or if you need to have few more data points, for example, what a lot of people like is seeing the FITI to TVL ratio across different time frames. So we can see that, for example, Alon coin, you can see that the ratio it's still stable across smaller time frames. Where for AdLows, you can see that the 24-hour is pretty crazy, but it's dropping now, right? So the 30-minute or 1 hour is a bit lower compared to the 42. The same happens on other coins. Yet again, the 0-1, it's the opposite actually, right? The 30 minutes, if we calculate it per hour, so if we extrapolate it, it's actually getting crazier and crazier, right? So if you need more data points, you can see them. If you just want a compact view, you can hide it. Let's look at 0. Well, yeah, there's definitely some movement. We can see that the volume is still there. Definitely some good fees that can be printed here.
And that's clearly a new launch, right?
Definitely. I mean, it's 49 hours.
Okay.
So it's not too bad. Yeah, actually not that young. I mean, it had its better days, let's say, right here. But if, for example, age is kind of a safety too, right? If something survived a bit longer, you can be a bit more confident that it won't rug. But it's still Wild West, so you can set up your filter as you wish and find something that works just for you. All the presets can be saved, can be renamed. The sorting fields, they also can be hidden or shown. So yeah, if you really want it compact, you can make it compact. And maybe for the filters, there is 2 more switches. So what I like is always having one of those up. So for example, if there is a hot coin, I don't really want to see 10 pools for the same coin and just my pools being spammed with Elon coin 10 times, right? I just prefer to see one, the best pool for this token. For example, the pool that has the highest fee to TVL ratio, and just see this coin once so I know what's going on in the markets. Or you can select the top TVL pool per token. So it all depends if you want to see a very detailed data about all the pools, or maybe just a quick overview how the market is doing.
What's your favorite setting? Do you usually go with best fee per TVL?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that those 2 presets are something I use the most often. So the safe one, that's for my bigger port. I just go a bit slower and play with those old and boring coins like cards, Launch Coin, Tokabu, Kled, Spark. But I do that in the morning. But then during the day, when I have a bit more time, I go Degen Hill and just sniping those hills on those definitely a bit more risky tokens, or much more riskier tokens, but with better fee to TVL ratios for sure. So I have two wolves in me, right?
Yeah, right. Depends which one you want to feed.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you feel like those require a little more maintenance, making sure that you're on top of the position, what the chart action is, and so on. And
definitely.
Okay. Yeah.
The more degenerate ones, you have to just stare at it, to be honest. And with the a bit safer approaches, those ranges, especially if they are bid asks like 40 minus 40%, they can stay there for like days and days, right? With more degen setup, especially if you follow like the degen guides of sniping those tokens, those positions are like 30 minutes tops or something like that. So you take a dinner break and suddenly, the coin is in a completely different place when compared to when you started. So
Does that impact your position sizing as well? I imagine it would.
definitely, the safer ones are much. I can deploy much more capital, both from the safety perspective, because I prefer, if I will be racked, I prefer to be racked with a bit less soul, but also the coin itself, right? I don't want
it happens,
to
right? We've all had it. Yeah.
Definitely. But also, like, the coin itself can't take too much liquidity. For example, even if you are sure of a certain coin, but it's a new coin and, for example, has low total quote liquidity, suddenly you becoming like the main liquidity for this coin, you will basically make this coin, right? If, for example, you accumulate a lot of coins on such a token, suddenly if you want to exit it, you will slip it by like 30% or something like that. So it's both safety and actually ability to scale into the coin, right? We just can't buy too many coins that are fresh and small, right?
I didn't see. Do you have something that mimics bubble maps in your cards or in your filters?
I mean, not in the filters itself. I rather rely on if we go to card builder, actually, to the terminals section, we can select more terminals. So, for example, let's add Axiom here. So I often rely on looking at all the bubble maps there are. So if I really want to hone in on a token, I go to GMGN, I go to Axiom, I go to rack check, I go to anti-rack and see what they say. So we can see that there is some risk according to rack check for 0. According to anti-rack, well, the safety score isn't the best. Then I go, actually, I'm not logged into this browser in Axiom, but let's go to GMGN and again go to the bubble tools. I check both the tools, so we can see that there is quite a bit of a cluster according to the inside bubble tool. I go to the faster and I see it actually agrees that there is quite a big cluster. So it's hard to rely on one bubble tool. That's why I have all the platforms here, and just to make it really sure, I go to all of them to check it.
Yeah. Do you have your own set of rules where, like, if you're going to deploy, $50, maybe you'll be a little more degen and not go through your full process, but if you're going to deploy more, then you'll go through your whole process and make sure? Or is it do you do the same process every time, no matter what?
I would say that for those safer coins from the safe approach that are very old, like cards or Tokabu, I know I've checked it once at some point and not much changes here, especially that they are like 50 million market cap. So for those old coins, I don't recheck it all the time. But if I go to the more degen approach, I always check every coin, even though I deploy much less capital, just to be sure I check everything there. And like the organic score from Jupiter is already here. Like if something is below 50, it won't even appear here. So there is a lot of safety steps I like to take.
Getting some positive comments from the community here, which is awesome. Great to see. You mentioned that when you went live, all of a sudden you started getting slammed with traffic. Good problem to have.
That's right.
But how did you? Can you get into a little more detail on how you solved some of those problems?
Back in November when Tokleo was small, it was just few users checking it, and now, especially after a lot of good feedback from community, and especially after a lot of posts from Tax, I've seen that he likes the tool a lot. I definitely had to scale my infrastructure to hold all the traffic and to also keep the data fresh. There, of course, as always, there have been some issues with the data, be it API, be it my server dying for some reason. But yeah, it's getting more and more robust. We can see that as of now, the data is pretty fresh, just 2 minutes old or so. So everything seems fine, but yeah, it's a process of improvement, and there was a lot of improvements done in the backend.
And just so for the other engineers and developers that might be listening, it sounds like because you are a scanning service that you have a little bit lower requirements on the security side because you're not custodial. But at the same time, and maybe that opens up the options that you have for co-location and hosting and stuff like that. Or can you tell us a little bit more detail about the hosting situation?
Yeah, definitely. So I'm a big fan of self-hosting. So currently it's all self-hosted, but on cloud VPSs. And
Yep.
actually, even though I don't really need that much security, there is a lot of security going on. So starting with Tayscale for private access to the VPSs, to Cloudflare, to my VPSs running, to my servers running on few VPSs. So if something bad happens, it allocates them there. And yeah,
you have a failover.
Yeah, there's a failover.
Nice.
There's also like a test endpoint that runs on completely different VPS. So if I have some probably breaking features, I deploy it first on the dev endpoint. I think is it running right now? Yeah, it's running. So for now, it should be the same. But
Right.
if there are some breaking changes, I do it first here, get some feedback, and do it in prod. And yeah, for deployment, I use again a self-hosted solution. So that's Coolify in my case. Everything is in Docker Composes. So despite
Docker
being
Composers, okay, yeah,
despite it being a small project, a lot of good approaches are there, and it actually was also a nice learning curve to make it kind of professional, right? So if I want to scale more and more, it won't be that hard. It's just a matter of adding more microservices. And yeah, if someone wants to talk a bit more about the technical and especially the deployment side, I'm happy to chat because yeah, that's something I like a lot.
Reach out to you on X. Is that the best way? Okay.
Yeah, X is the best.
Okay, great. And I guess you have your people that reach out to you on the LP Army and Meteora Discord. It seems, I think you're fully permissionless. Is that right? Do you have a permissioned portion of your service, or is it all open?
I mean, there is some API that I can supply to my data. It's not open to public because it was going a bit crazy. I may open it a bit later, but if someone really wants some data and there is such people, you can reach me out for an IP key too. But it's a plan to make it a bit more official, especially that the data sourcing. I cannot share the data freely of other platforms. So sadly, the API isn't that easy. But for now, it's all compliant, let's say. And if someone wants an API key, he can reach me too. But yeah, in the future, I will make it more robust so everyone can just get their own API key without having to wait for me to respond.
I see here that there's some questions about your roadmap. Maybe we should transition to the future. Are you just going to keep Tokleo, which has been a great service for a lot of the LP Army? Are you going to keep it the way it is for now, or do you have plans for the future?
I mean, for sure, Tokleo will stay free and for everyone to use. I don't have big plans of making it like a second Hawk file, let's say. But for sure, there will be improvements that I will do, starting with more data points, with, for example, adding wallets that you can follow. So, for example, there is a list of people you really like how they trade. You would be able to see if anyone from this list trades on this specific coin. So that this can add more confidence in this coin, right? That you see that people you like traded. Then to actual login system where you can sync your presets across all your devices, and maybe even in the future opening and closing the pools from Tokleo. But I think there is a lot of sites that do it pretty good already. So I think Tokleo will mainly focus on the screening side of the market.
Okay, great. Well, there's the URL there for anyone who wants to check it out in more detail. I love it. I think you'll come. I think the default view is the card view when you first go in. So you'll see this when you first go in. It's just information wall to wall.
Yeah, when
it's
you
pretty
start, it's
impressive.
just a bit overwhelming. But if you just add a bit few more filters, you just tweak some bit and bobs in the card builder to maybe limit the data, and tweak your favorite terminals and your favorite tools. And maybe hide some filters you don't really need and some sorting fields you don't really need. It gets much less confusing. Let's see.
Yeah,
I mean,
great job on the customization stuff. That's fantastic. Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for presenting.
Thank you too.
I would love if you have to take off, I understand, but it would be great to have you stick around.
I'm staying.
Terrific. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, let's move on to Soul Hedge. We've got a strong team here. I guess you already introduced yourselves, but do you want to just go straight into the demo from here? Oh, and I should mention, I didn't realize till after we booked this presentation and deep dive that you already have a token. And so I just wanted to mention that I don't own the token, and there is no financial advice on this program. We're just about the technology here. Okay, so I don't see. Are you gonna share?
Yeah, sure. Before I share, maybe
Yeah,
I'll
please.
reintroduce ourselves. I'm
Yeah.
Kesia. This is Friday, so we're husband and wives. And again, with the token as well, we're not focusing there. We want to focus on the app that we developed. So before we start, maybe I will share a bit about why we created this system. So we're husband and wife. We've been married for almost 3 years, and for the past 3 years, actually, everyone wants to gain money from crypto, right? So he spent so many hours until 3 a.m., 4 a.m., like almost every night to just like keep an eye on the chart. And including since last year, he's been into Meteora so much. And then he do like all the manual LP and staying up late. So I'm not happy as a wife because it's hard for me to sleep without my husband by my side. So that's actually why we created this Soul Hedge, which is the LP automation. But with LP automation, we understand one of the biggest issue with LP is the impermanent loss. So we want to fight that impermanent loss, minimize it as much as possible with the feature that we call Hedge. That's why we call it Soul Hedge. So with that, allow me to share our.
Yeah, thank you for that. And
yeah.
I know that you're very active in was it super team
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. So
as
we
well? So
yeah
you've
we
been in the
actively
community, in the Solana broader community for a long time.
correct. We joined the super team. They mentor us. They help us. We recently also won the first place at the Solana Super Team Village Bali. So yeah, it's actually it's good to see that our dream, my dream maybe, to get my husband sleep better, to be better. Yeah. So
Yeah,
the super team. Sorry.
I love how global the crypto and Solana in particular is, and Meteora, obviously, the LP Army is very global.
Mhm.
And the other thing I love about this next presentation is that it's focused on more blue chips, whereas what we just went through with Tokleo was, pretty much as degen as you can get as far as finding new opportunities and making fees quickly. The Soul Hedge, so far, at least my understanding is that's more focused on the blue chip pairs. And I guess we'll get into more detail about that in a minute.
Yep. So can you guys still see my screen with showing
Yep.
the Soul Hedge web? Okay. So our app has been live since June. And this is how it looks like. So we do have actually at the moment 4 pools. With 3 pools, we're currently under maintenance, so people can still withdraw their money. But we're optimizing some stuff, so we put it on hold first for people who want to deposit. Currently, we are still opening the Sol USDC. So if we want to try, you can first connect the wallet over here. I think here is already connected. And you can explore the pools that you want to start with. So deposit. So here we actually set a limit. You can deposit between 100 to 2,000 USDC.
Is your screen frozen? I'm not seeing any movement. I see the Soul Hedge page, but I don't see any movement.
Wait. Okay, sorry about that. Let me reshare.
We can play with my sounds here. I'm playing with sound effects.
Okay.
Okay, all aboard.
Can you see the cursor moving now?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, here you can connect the wallet.
Yes.
And then you can start seeing the. So yeah, I was explaining there are several pools that we are putting on hold because we're optimizing some stuffs. So here Solana is still available to deposit. And then over here, you can see that we set a limit between 100 to 2,000 USDC. So maybe we want to start with 1,000. So here, there are several description or information that you can read. So it's like it requires 0.061 Sol for Meteora rent. And then over here is the current information of our pool information. And then, yep, you can start deposit. And then, so we actually use escrow. So we don't actually hold the money. Yep. Give us a bit time to confirm the transaction. So there are several steps that you might need to sign the transaction. So once the deposit is completed, sometimes it takes a while, sometimes it's very fast. You can click continue to positions and it will start opening your current positions, the recent one that you deposit.
Mm-hmm.
So over here, maybe I'll start with the portfolio overview. So over here is the amount of money that is actually on standby. And over here is the LP value is the money that actually allocated to the LP. And
okay, so that's an important detail that folks should know about. So you did a deposit of USDC and the system automatically separated the destinations, right?
The allocation, correct. So at the moment, we set.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Sorry. At the moment, we set 10% of the money to be put to standby over here, USDC 9 point something. So this will be used in case we need to hedge. So maybe I'll explain a little bit on the hedging side. So when our system detected a risky price movement that it seems like the price is going to go down for a while, we will use this allocation money to open a short perps so that it will decrease, at least really minimize the impermanent loss that occurs on the LP side. Yeah, so over here, if you see the wallet, it's actually the combination of the Solana and the USDC over here. And the grand total is the total of everything that is in your escrow wallet. And yeah, over here,
Kemarin.
this will keep showing the accumulation of the claim fees that you have previously as well. So over here, as you can see, if it shows 52.63, it's actually the claim fees that we've claimed previously during the previous deposit. And the unclaimed fees is actually the fees that you can claim. So over here, you have options that you can just claim the fees. So for example, if you already have $5 over here, you can just claim the $5 without actually taking everything out. Yeah, and on the third tab over here, it's actually showing the short perps or the hedging details. Yeah, I'll move over to the second section over here. The left one is the details of your LP positions. It shows the current price range, the current price, yeah, and then the unclaimed fees, the APY. On the right side over here, the perpetual positions, if the hedging is actually triggered, you can see the details over here as well. It will look similar to this. It will show like the TPSL, like when it's gonna stop, stop loss, take profit. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw when you first did the deposit that the thing was disabled.
Sorry, can you repeat the last one?
I saw that when you first deposited the money, the hedging, there was a notification in the bottom right that the hedging was disabled.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so it makes sense that there's nothing in that box now.
Yes.
And then
Mhm.
are we going, so by default, the hedging is disabled when new users come in?
Yes, correct. So
Okay.
you can enable the hedge, and the hedge will not always be open. It will just be triggered occasionally when the system detects something. So over here, you can definitely click the enable hedge. And by enabling this, it means if our system detects something and then it wants to open up a hedge, it will open it automatically for you over here.
So this is, for users that aren't familiar, this is a very advanced feature. And what's cool about Soul Hedge is they're taking the difficult part of deciding when to hedge your position and automating that into an algorithm that's watching the price action of the underlying asset. It also is opening up what's called a perpetual position to the short side. So it sort of assumes, does it go both directions? Like, can you do a market make in a directional market make, and it will detect whether you go short or long with your hedge, or is
At
it
the
only one
moment,
way?
At the moment, we only have a short. So if we detect it's going to go down, we open a short. In the future, we are formulating the one for opportunity loss cover, which goes long.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So basically,
Yeah,
what we want to do
Please.
is like bring the automation from quant trader institution level to the for retail or for everyone. So you don't need the Bloomberg, you don't need the Reuters, you don't need the automation AI bot from the biggest company. So you can just use Shoal Edge. You deposit money, just deposit, and we do the rest.
That's awesome. And I think when we were talking earlier, you described a little bit about the algorithm that watches price and
Yes.
decides when to trigger.
Mhm.
That's a proprietary algorithm that's basically monitoring trend.
Mm-hmm.
And then, okay, very cool. And just so listeners know, I've never been a professional. I think, Friday, you've been a professional operator in the markets,
Yeah.
managing capital. So
Mm.
these are the types of tools that professional trading firms and market makers and
Mhm.
high frequency traders use
Mhm.
to reduce risk, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah. So anyone who's been through the Meteora LP Army boot camp knows a lot about impermanent loss,
Yes.
because they cover that in detail. And the idea here is that this hedging will allow you to not only minimize impermanent loss with fees, but also take advantage of shorting opportunities
Mhm.
on the perpetual side.
Yeah, and like you said, you improve later to the long for the opportunity loss.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, say that again.
So yeah, like what he said was like you mentioned, we are looking to expand to the opportunity loss cover, which will go to the long direction. Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
So Friday actually has over 18 years of investment experience. So yeah, hedging is actually a concept that they use, yeah, like you mentioned, to minimize the risk. Yeah.
Terrific. Okay. Anything else on the demo?
Yeah.
Have we
Just
have we
checking.
did we
Can you
how
see
frequently
my?
does the system open and close perpetual positions? Is it a very fast action, or is it something that will stay? Will it hold a position for a long time? Or
Um.
it all depends on the algorithm and what it's telling you about trend?
Yeah. If it so the auto. Can you see my screen
Yep.
moving? Okay. So if it's the hedging will really based on the several metrics that we put. So there are several parameters that we put to the system. If we detect based on the sudden spike, for example, and there are several other parameters, then we would trigger it. As for the LP positions, if it's once out of range, then we will recalculate the next most optimized price range automatically.
Okay, that was an important detail I missed. I forgot to call attention to. So when you open a position, it's very different from doing DLMM. It's more like market making or AMM type style.
Yeah.
But on the back end, it's setting up a range for you to operate in. And then if the system detects that it's moving out of the range, it will wait a certain amount of time or decide whether or not to move the range and reset your position. Is
Yep.
that correct?
Yep.
So it's fully
Yeah.
automated. Okay.
Yeah.
And is it using DLMM in the back? I assume it
Yeah.
is, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep, correct. So yeah,
Cool.
I guess that would be all the things that we created. Yeah. The last one. Um, so the we have a button here, export private key. So for example, if you want to, do you want to explain?
So the export private key, because this is whole operating on the Meteora DLLM. So we found the met point here, and you can use the export private key to export to your wallet, and when the airdrop point and met TGE live, you can claim it directly from your private key. And this partial balance is if there's a several bug that the LP is not created, you can use this uh, button to recreate the LP automatically.
Yeah, sometimes people, if they're really good at manual LP calculation, if they see like this data, I mean, I'm not that smart on this, but some people actually requested like, oh, I think I want to force rebalance at the moment because I think I predicted the price movement is gonna go like offside. So instead of waiting until the price is out of range, I actually want to recalculate the range right now. So this button will help people who wants to do that. Yep.
Very cool. Okay. And so you mentioned that you started in June. Soul Hedge launch went open to the public. How has the growth been going? And are you in touch with your users and developing a presence? I saw that Soul Hedge has an X profile. So you're beginning the journey of trying to attract more users. How's it going?
Yeah, so also we have a Discord community, so we're always looking for feedbacks from users, real users as well. Currently, we have maybe over 350 members in our Discord. We also allow people to open tickets if they have any questions or if they have any problems with their on their site. We up until today we compile the first 2 months of our data going live. So far, it's been on top of my head, 40,000 in TVL, and there are over 80 LPs. Was it 90 LPs open? Yeah. Well, what else? The data? Do you have? Maybe you have more insights.
Fee generate.
Fee generate. Oh, and the fee generate. Please.
And the yield from 2 months since launching, we have 5 in conservative market, and when the volume and volatility goes up, we have 15. Yeah, the best
15% average per month. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the fees generated. Definitely, it's when the market is bullish and compared to the market when it's not so good, it affected the users. However, what we want to highlight here is we've been collecting a lot of feedbacks and improvement that we can work on, and we've started doing that slowly now. Especially like what Kalindro has mentioned before, like the more traffic we have, we did have server crash because of that. So we are actually scaling up to scaling up our infrastructure and server as well at the moment. We're also partnering with Demon, so we want to audit our security as well. So that's what we're actually focusing on the next month. Yeah, and that's also based on some questions that we receive in the tickets.
Well, that's great. Yeah, and 250. You said 250 in your Discord.
350 members.
350. Yeah, that's great. Hopefully they'll be using your service every day. And the news about the audit is fantastic too, because your custodial service and folks are going to want to have that extra little bit of security or comfort that what they're doing is working well. As you mentioned, it's an escrow system, so you're not holding the keys, but at the same time, they are depositing through Soul Hedge. So, know your risk, I guess. Understand what's happening there. But oh man, 15% a month with a blue chip is incredible. That includes the hedged profits.
At that data, not yet.
So that's just the fees.
Yeah. So actually, the recent data that we compile is more on the percentage chart, but I think once we have a conclusion on the report, then we are ready to maybe share on the social media or Discord.
Yeah.
Our team is actually currently working on that.
They keep doing it's early, right? It makes sense that you're still gathering information.
Yeah.
Do you want to say anything more about the team?
Maybe we can introduce some of our team.
I know that you and your husband are both engineers, but I think you are not officially on the team, right?
Oh, I'm officially on the team.
You are officially okay.
I'm officially on the team. So he's actually not an engineer. He's more on the finance guy.
Oh, okay.
The quant trader.
He's the quant trader as well.
Okay.
I'm actually, I was an ex full stack engineer at Shopify, but it's Web 2, so it's not Web 3. There are 2 more on our
payments though, so you're in a good spot.
Yeah,
because Web 3 is taking over payments now.
Yeah, So the other two co-founders, the one is the quant.
Yeah.
So his name is Yonatan Dinata. If you search him up, he's one of the great or biggest KOL as well in crypto in Indonesia. The other one is our what is the term
CTO.
our developer, our CTO. He's the one who has been working so hard behind all of this. Yeah, so that's four of us as a co-founder.
Well, feel free to post their Twitter handles in the comments if you like, so we can get them a little bit of notoriety.
Sure.
Kalintro, any questions? Did I dive deep enough for you on Soul Hedge, or any?
Actually,
questions you wanna
I
relay?
have a question regarding Soul Hedge. I was wondering how much flexibility does the user have, given that it's all automated, but what can the user do? For example, can he select the price ranges for this position, like the actual DLMM price ranges, or it's all predefined?
So at the moment, it's not there. It's all automated. The only button that will allow user to set it up, I mean, half manually, was the force rebalance, because the idea behind it is actually also for people who don't want the hassles, like recalculating everything and resetting everything. However, we've been actually receiving a lot of questions and requests. We might consider that in the future once we actually perfected like all the automation over here. Yeah.
Okay, and the underlying, is it the DLMM part? Is it rather a BDESK? Is it a spot? Do you automatically, for example, buy with half of the USDC the SOL, and is it half, or what's more on the DLMM side? Let's say.
Oh,
on
good
the automation?
question.
So we are like you see in this allocation, you see here.
Okay.
This more USDC rather than SOL, right? Because for our algo is like we are looking for downward depend sorry rather than upward. So we are have one USDC more much yeah.
Okay.
So there
It
is
looks like-
already some logic in the pool itself.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah,
only
yeah.
depend on the
So-
hedge, but like the pool structure itself
Yeah,
is also
Yeah.
expecting some movement. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's
correct.
nice.
So the pool itself, so what he means was, if we're already looking at potential downward price movement with the logic, so we allocate more on the USDC instead of the SOL. So when it's actually going down, we can do more things with that. But were your questions is more related to the hedging, or actually?
I mean, no, I think that clears it up, because I thought
Okay.
that it's just the hedging, right? But the fact that the pool itself already has some logic depend on the price movement you forecast, let's say, that's very nice, actually.
Yeah, and that's actually what we continuously improving. We want to find like the best optimized formula to actually generate the most and the safest one, because we don't want like the biggest fees, but we don't get the safety part. Yeah.
The other, there's only 60, so there's only 2/3 of the deposit in the pool, it looks like, as opposed to 90%.
Yeah, and
What's
with that part,
Yeah.
we're so with that part, we're also we're not like setting it fixed, or like it's gonna be 10% forever. That's something that we're also
Standby for rebalancing.
yeah, that one, standby for rebalancing.
This is all standby for swap and rebalancing. So the ratio to hedge is 10%, but this is for escrow, rebalancing, gas fee,
Okay.
and other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But again, in the future, if we find like a better formula, then we might update the percentage. At the moment, this would still be the best one for us. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. So it's almost like people are depositing into a hedge fund in a
Sorry?
way, because it's as if when people are depositing, they're depositing into a hedge fund or a quant firm, because
Yeah.
you're basically aligned with
Yeah. Sure.
whoever deposits money.
Yeah. Our main target is like an Web2 user who want to into the crypto but scared or fear about the volatility. That's why our one-liner is turn volatility into smart income.
Right. Very cool. Yeah, because I mean, we have a 4-hour boot camp to help people
Mhm.
understand how to
Yeah.
DLMM. Like, it's not easy.
Yeah. That's
It
why.
makes sense that,
Yeah. That's why we offer something just one click and all people can onboard to the LMM Meteora.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait for you to start developing a bit of a track record so you can,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
point to a chart and
Yeah.
say, here's, you know, yeah, we had a drawdown, but it was less than our benchmarks and all that type of
Mhm.
thing.
Yep. Yeah. I think we have a question that I can answer. So yeah, he asked, can we use Solhedge for new token or it's not optimal? So actually, we carefully choose like the pool as well. We don't want to like just put
Mm.
like any token there because again, we want
There has to be a
to
perps contract,
yeah, and at
first
the
of
same
all.
time, we want to make sure there's enough liquidity as well. Yeah. So it's not gonna be like for any tokens.
Very cool. I imagine there's some tax consequences too, depending on your jurisdiction. I don't know how, you know, short-term gains are taxed in Indonesia, but that would be something for people to consider as well. Again, not financial advice, but
Mm.
um, it all depends on where you are.
Mhm.
Awesome.
That's all
Anything
from
else you want to mention?
that's all from us. I think. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
of course. Yeah. Thank you for presenting, and thank you, Kalinjo, for coming on. I think we're
Thank you
getting
too.
close to the end here. I think we already mentioned the best way to contact you, Kalinjo, and talk about Tokleo is through X.
Exactly. And
Um,
well, I'm also active in the LPM Discord, so if someone pings me
Of
there on some of
How
the
could I
channels, so
forget? Of
I'm
course.
always there. At least I try to be always there, right? Always
Yeah,
looking at what happens. in the
anybody who
list.
spends any time in the LP Army Discord
Yeah.
knows Kalinjo.
Yeah, I'm deep in the trenches, so I'm looking at all the calls from everyone, potato and all, so always looking there.
Great. And Friday,
Yeah.
also find you on X and your Discord, I think you mentioned.
Yeah. But I'm in LP Army too. Too. Yeah.
Okay,
You
terrific.
can mention me in LP Army.
Sounds good. Well, as we head out, I just want to give a little shout out to Heavy Metal Cook, who's going to who programmed our outro music. If you don't like heavy metal, or if it's too early in the morning where you are, I understand, but enjoy the outro, and thanks again for everyone for joining another deep dive with the LP Army. I'm Otto, your host, and have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.